Hey, real quick, okay? I just
We have an added guest and someone who's very much earned his position to come on here, and he wants to talk 5 minutes because there's many people who are fired up with what we're doing with Bettr, and this man is hard to contain, so he wanted to get a couple words in.
Yeah. Hey, Jayson. Real quick, here's one of our field guys. He's got a successful business elsewhere in financial services, and unlike most people who have shied away and are literally afraid, let's just call it what it is, they're afraid to grow and they're afraid to risk and they don't want to upset the apple cart. You haven't been that way. You saw the opportunity and jumped on this thing like crazy. What do you think you got going on that's better, no pun intended, than everything else? And that what do you see for your future in the next 6 months? You've been the first time you ever heard of this was 6 months ago. And what does your next 6 months look like?
Well, first of all, I love that you made it better, Jeff, because every time I talk, I'm like, man, no pun intended, no pun. It's just in every statement. But here's what I'll say first, because there's a lot of people on here that don't know the three gentlemen in the room, right? It's obviously invited a lot of people on. But I'll just tell you quickly, in the short amount of time I've got to meet John and Curtis, they're stand-up people. Like, if you're going to go into business, you should look at a lot of qualities, not just like, oh, look how much money they make or what do they drive, right? I'm married with 6 kids. I have a very successful business. I'll explain that, my relation to Jeff here in a minute. But if I'm going to go into something, I don't have a lot of time to waste. I mean, my kids are playing sports. I have family. You're adding a lot of stuff in, but it has to be integrity laced. So first of all, John, I appreciate you, man. You've been a great coach to me in the 6 months. I've never done anything like this arena, right? I'm good at insurance and finance. But you've been awesome, man. I know you and Jeff have a great relationship. I also studied that before I came in. How long do they all know each other? And that's important, right? So long story short, I appreciate you. And Curtis is like my brother now, man. Me and Curtis are, I swear, I don't know if he likes me that much because I've always hit him up all the time.
Love you, man.
He does. Yeah. But they're good people. But Jeff, just to speak about Jeff and Cam, I run another business with them. I actually met Jeff in 2019. I had been doing my other insurance business for 4 years at that point, and I was making less than $100,000. Who you associate with will help change your life. In the last couple of years, I've made millions of dollars in insurance, and not in per year, but over the time frame, and I've built a very successful company. When Jeff said, "Hey, I got something I'm gonna roll out, and I want you to take a look at it," I didn't even think, right? So I went down to Atlanta in August, and as soon as we were done, I saw the company, Alex, prosperity's awesome. We are going to eliminate debt at a rapid pace because of this platform. Then I got to meet who's coming up next. Jayson, I don't know if Jayson or Jake's talking from Clearwater, but they're attacking the healthcare industry, making sure that's good. You guys heard from LBA. Gabriel's awesome, right? Then you just heard from Let's Chat, one of the most revolutionary, I don't know nothing about IT, but I'll tell you what, it's one of the most revolutionary products on the platform. And then you heard about ERC. And I'm like, man, everything that's coming on the platform is trying to make an impact in the world. And then you hear Jeff talk about have fun, make a difference, then make a lot of money. So I was like, I'm down for all that. But here's the reality. I didn't even think. I've been coached by Jeff before, and it's changed my life. So when you have the right coach and you have someone that knows what they're doing, I'm like, let's roll. Then he put a great team around him, and I'm like, all right, it's time to go. So long story short, in the short amount of time, right, we're the number one. My organization is submitting the most debt clients since we started. Why? Because it's a huge need. I have to think about it. I already know that debt's a problem. We have a great company that can do it. We're submitting tons of people over to Clearwater here from next to make sure that people get affordable health care. We're submitting all. My brother has fallen in love with Let's Chat. Oh my God, he's like talking about getting him into the military. And what I love about this platform is this. We have about 1,200 referral partners in 6 months. I know it's going to be a lot more than that, but think about that for one moment. Over 1,200 people referring on a free platform, which they haven't gotten into that yet, but to be able to help people get what they want. I see Pete Alexander on here. He fell in love with ERC. Fell in love with it. The dude's already over $1 million in payable commission coming out in the next 90 days for what he did, and it's been since October, our first one that went in. You look at Pete on the screen over there, you think maybe he's 25. Pete's been around the block a couple times, I'm just kidding, right? But Pete's in his 60s. He has a very successful business outside of here, and he's on here and he's living the dream. He just told me yesterday a church got $300,000 back the pastor was in another country doing missionary work. When Pete got the news that they got their $300,000 back, this dude's going ham because what is that going to do for what their thing is, right? So that's what I'll tell you guys.
100%.
And here's what I will tell you. How do you fit this in with something you're already doing? I have a successful business. I'm not stopping I'm going to stop my business. That's ludicrous, right? How do you fit this in? You just build a schedule to fit something else in. You put a couple hours towards it. I have a family. I got 6 kids playing football. I got my daughters in dance. We're running like crazy, right? But I'm incorporating it into our family life. And then how do you scale it super fast? You offer the opportunity to everybody to be able to be successful. Something I learned from Jeff from day one. But here's all I'll leave you with. Just one little tiny thing. I told you the last couple of years, cumulative, I've made probably about $2 million, $2.5 million in insurance over a 2-year period. I've been doing this for 6 months. The other ones are all residuals. They come over time. Just an ERC from just taking one avenue on this platform. We've submitted $306 million to the different companies on our platform that are going back into businesses in small businesses and communities that need this money back. In just 6 months, it's going to pay me and my wife $4.5 million in just overrides. In 6 months of doing one thing that's helping people. And we have people on our team already that are accounts receivable over $1 million, $500,000, $600,000 is what our agents are going to get paid by just putting money back in the pockets on one program of everything you guys are going to hear on here. But Jeff, I just want to tell you, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for calling me.
Hey, Jayson, real quick. Some people, it's rare, and we'll probably not talk about this in 3 months or 6 months, but people are being told not to do this. Don't do better. Why do you think people are being told that? Where do you think that comes from?
Jeff, I've been pondering that since the day that it's come. I've gotten phone calls from here's what I'll tell you. I'll just leave it at this. I don't know if people sometimes are protecting something that they've done or they say they're in the best interest of other people. Fear's out there. Jeff, it rattles my brain every day. Here's all I know I can tell everyone on here. If you miss this opportunity, my insurance business is booming. I own a insurance business. My wife's real estate. We are so happy. We're so excited about what's happening. It's making our life. I hate that you made this better because I have to say it. It's making our life. It's so hard not to say it, right? But it's fulfilling us in so many areas. But here's what I will tell all of you. I'm a 41-year-old man that's worked hard and done the right thing every single day. I know you guys just kind of skimmed over the fact I told you I'm about to get paid $4.5 million in 6 months. And some of you don't think it's real. I don't care what you think. Here's what I will tell you. That's only on one of the platforms. But I'll tell you this. It's not about that. It's about Pete Alexander showing his wife a $50,000 check that he just getting paid, and she's tearing up because they've been through a lot. It's about that business that he did that got $1.3 million back. It's about the family that we sent over to Alex Lopez through Prosperity, him and Ox, and now they're paying. You just saw Alex. You saw someone just post in the chat that they used the debt program and they went from paying $2,500 down to $700. It's the impact that we're making on these families and these communities, and quite frankly, anyone that misses this boat or tells someone not to do something is, in my opinion, doing something blatantly wrong in life. But if you're an adult and being told not to do something, you don't do it, that's on you and your family. You got to figure that out on your own.
You said it best. Your other business is booming, and you're doing really, really well. But here in 6 months, you've already got to the point where you're going to get about $4.5 million paid to you. I mean, how many years in a booming business would it take to do what you've just done in 6 months here with Bettr? That's crazy.
Dude, here's what's crazy about it.
And I don't think it's either or. I always just...
It's not either or. It's both.
It's so 100% symbiotic.
One feeds the other.
That's right.
Sure does. So
Yeah,
whatever you already got, you're in corporate America, you don't have to quit and come do this. You've got another business somewhere. Please don't quit. Add this to what you're doing. It's free. Most things have no licenses. It's plug and play. You click some links and send it to people. You're out and about talking to people anyway, all the time. Why you wouldn't do this is but beyond me.
Yeah, but there's one other thing to think with on that. If this all of a sudden takes over in terms of income potential in a greater way than your previous thing, maybe assess your priorities also.
I don't know. I got a bunch of real estate. Some makes a little money. Some makes a lot. I don't get rid of my little money.
That's right.
I don't
That's exactly right. But throw your weight behind the wheel that's pushing the cart.
Multiple streams of income.
That's right.
Hey, Jeff, one last thing I'm going to wrap here. Jeff, real quick. Last thing I'm going to say this. Here's what I'll tell you. I went to Jeff's house in 2018. I was blessed enough to be there. There was like 80 of us there. There was tons of us. I was the lowest ranking person in terms of time and grade and income in a company, but it didn't matter. Here's what I will tell you about this. He said one thing at that meeting that I've left there with, and I'm going to tell you guys this, and you can take whatever you want from this when you're done. And some of the stuff you're like, what the hell's even going on? Because it's a lot of information coming at you. All I'm going to tell you is this. He said, most people, he just said this again, most people are going A or B. I either do A or B. And he's like, why don't you just take option C? Why don't you just have it all? So here's what I'll leave you with on this. Since I've met this gentleman and his wife and his whole family, and now the whole crew that he has around him, this is it. My marriage is better. My relationship with my kids are stronger. He challenges every area of your life. And the last thing he ever challenged me on is my income. Because he said, if you don't get those other areas, now I don't know, I always joke. I'm glad I got the 50-year-old version of Jeff, because at 25, I know was rocking and rolling.
True. So, people that know me know.
But here's what's important. It's where you meet people in life where they're at. And I needed to have the right mentor at the time, because I'm hungry, I'm driven. And quite frankly, I would have done the 7 days a week, all the hours of the day. And I probably would have blown up my family. And yeah, I would have made a lot of money. But yesterday, because of what I've learned, I'm telling you where we're projecting to go. I plan my days out very strategically to make sure I can fit it all in. At 1 o'clock yesterday, I was playing a Game 7 series with my kids in the front yard. Listen to me real quick, right? Listen, I just told you what's happening in our business. I'm out front at 1 p.m. There's no one else on the street. It's summer vacation. My kids want to play a Game 7 series because the NBA playoffs are on. So we go out front. I'm playing with my 7-year-old against my 7 and 20-year-old in the street. By the way, I'm making $4.5 million for our company. That only keeps making more money coming in. And I'm enjoying my life while I'm doing it, which that wasn't taught to me when I did my insurance company when I started. It was about grind it all out, get it all done. And quite frankly, I was doing well, but I wasn't having it all. So my point to all of you on this is, I love the fact that we got the health dude on here. I love we have someone coming on for marketing. I have no idea how to do any of that stuff. Take advantage of the whole platform. Don't just come here and try to make more money, because you're going to miss everything in your life. So, Jeff, I appreciate you for teaching me that, man. And I'm just paying it forward. And I'm telling you, what's my goal for the next 6 months? Everything. I just knew I'm about to start a healthcare company. I don't know. Every time I open my eyes, there's another opportunity, but I don't to say what it's going to be. We
got a dozen products and services we're getting ready to add. But get good at the ones we got.
Yeah.
Literally, there's always going to be something else coming. You just got to be ready. No matter what we bring to the platform, you're gonna always wish you had a bigger team. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Fear is false evidence appearing real. If you're not doing this, or you have people that aren't, I've never seen something easier to recruit to. It's free. There's no cost, and you could be up and running immediately. I don't know how viral that can go, but we're going to find out really soon. I believe within the next year or two, we will have millions of associates and agents on the platform, referral agents. Millions. I don't know what that opportunity is within that, but I know when you start getting into the millions, and I know right now we're working on international. We are not going to be stuck just in the United States. There's way more people outside of America than inside of America. And by the way, I love America. It's still the greatest place in the world, but I would tell you, we need to have our business global. We need the sun to never set on your business. And we need you to wake up every morning and just look at your phone and see how many families were helped and how much money you made. And so I've got a vision also of letting all of you be at the right place at the right time. I predict an economic event in the upcoming 3, 4, 5 years to where we either go public and IPO this, and you're all at the beginning, and or a big private equity buyout by some company, and everybody involved is getting an economic benefit and has an opportunity to leverage it before that time comes. So that's my vision for all of you. It's not that fun. If you're the only one wealthy and people around you are not, it's not fun. I will tell you though, when you help all your friends, your family, and people you know become more happy, successful, and have a better life, that's what I believe defines leaving a legacy. So thank you for joining us today on Elevate. We're going to have more of these coming in the future. We're planning a cruise for all of Bettr in October. So we want to go, instead of from big event to big event, from vacation to vacation and from party to party. We're just going to keep celebrating you and your businesses nonstop. Because number one, we're going to have fun. Number two, we're going to make a difference. And number three, we're going to make some big money. Thank you all for being with us today, and have a blessed rest of your week.